Hello, everybody. This is Noah and John, and we are from UrbanDigs, and it is Friday. So you're going to get your weekly Manhattan market update. John, let's get right to it. I'm looking at supply 65.30 going down, but just a little. Show me that chart.
It is going down just a little. No, it's almost 2% down, and that's sort of par for the course. Again, what we've been seeing really since, goodness sakes, what? End of the winter time, we started seeing supply sort of decreasing, and it's just
this has been going down for a while now.
For a long time. Yeah,
it hasn't had a gap up or any kind of sustainable move up in many months. That's a good point. We haven't brought that out. And now when we get to the weekly shortly, but we'll see why that's going down. But let's just wait to get there. Let's move on to demand pending sales. That looks like it's ticking down as well, but not that much. 52.30, Johnny. Show me that chart.
It's a tiny tick down. No, that's not even a percent. We're back at levels we last saw in early July, late June. I mean, supply here is falling faster than pending. I think that's the point you got to walk away with here.
Yeah, and pending is just hanging on. I mean, we'll talk about where they're going next. Just hanging on for now. We'll see where it goes. Let's shift over to the weeklies. That's always our look around the corner to see which way this stuff is trending. And when I look at supply, I mean, oh my goodness gracious, down 16%. 272 things came on the market last week. That's not a lot. John, show me that chart.
No, and I think that speaks for itself. No, this down nearly 17% from the week before, and that is sort of, peak summertime drawdown in terms of supply. Everyone's at the beach.
Yeah.
No one's thinking it's what were we saying a few weeks ago that people were thinking about bare feet and not square feet. So I think that's what's going on here.
Well, I'll tell you what, the buyers are thinking about square feet right now, John, because when I look at contract signed, we are at 300. We're ticking up when we should be ticking down. That cannot be understated. This market still continues to see great liquidity. Johnny, show me that chart.
Yep, and that is an excellent point to make here, because if you look at that weekly, that weekly contract sign is up nearly 5%, almost back over 300, and that's just an amazing thing to see at sort of what you would consider to be sort of the summertime.
And even as inventory is coming down less, Johnny. I mean, look, when I take a look at this monthly chart, I mean, there's 1,594 things coming on the market. There's 1,327 things going into contract. That's a very, very high number. We should be in the 800s for August. And I believe September goes into the high 690s for normalcy.
Right.
And, you got to ask yourself, we should be kind of trending down now. And what we're saying is, we're not.
These are almost Brooklyn numbers. No, we're not in terms of the volume, but in terms of relationship. Where Brooklyn, you're seeing more contract signs and supply, and we're almost there in Manhattan. And it's something, honestly. If you would even asked me in March when supply was starting to trend down and pending sales really ramping up, I didn't think we'd get to these numbers.
No, and look at the 30-day pace right now. There's 2,200 plus things going off market, and there's only 1,594 coming on the market, and that's why we're seeing that net supply go down. That you brought out, that pressure, that dynamic, that downward force on supply is just there, and there's nothing that's telling me that's going to change anytime soon. So we'll keep an eye on that. Johnny, we're going to move outside UrbanDigs and go to our charts. All right, what we're looking at here is we're going way back to 2008, and we're showing you the black bars are showing you monthly contracts signed. Okay, monthly contract signed. The red line is showing you pending sales, because these things are kind of related. Okay, because monthly contract signs fuels pending sales. And when I look at this chart, I just want to point out how the black bars are falling. Okay, that is where liquidity is right now. We're at the 1,300 level on a monthly basis, so we're probably right around there in terms of the black bars. So if that's coming down, then chances are that this pending sales right now, which looks like it's peaked, we talked about peak urgency and peak demand a few months ago in May, and that's coming back down. I think the pressure is going to be downward on this pending sales here. Even though we're seeing weekly tick ups in deal volume, it still looks like this downward pressure over the last couple of months might bring pending sales back down to more normalcy. That's what I see.
Yeah, and I see something similar, Noah, which is that when you look at the peak bar, so you look back in 2013, 2015, when you look at those real ramp ups, the acceleration that we've seen here in 2020 into 2021 was super steep, and it matched some of the other ones, like into 2012, 2013. But if you look at the drop off, look at the backside of those bars, from 2012, 2013, they fell off, they peaked and they came back quickly. We are not seeing that. So yes, I think I completely agree with you. I think we're going to see some sort of deterioration in the pending sales number. I think that's natural from where we were at, but it's holding its own. And that's, I think, a testament to the strength of the market right now.
Well, let me draw a line, John. Let me draw a line and just show you where we're at right now, just to give you an idea. And there's very few bars that are above this level of activity. I mean, you got to go to the peak periods of every year. So just to John's point, like where we are right now, we are still way above norm and historical over here. So yes, Jared, we are going down, but historically quite active.
We've had 3 months of coming off our peak, and we're entering month 4, and we're still head and shoulders above the peak of some of these other bars. It's
very interesting.
Crazy.
So that's a good relationship. And then finally, guys, we want to leave you with some updated data, because we do have some updated data on negotiability at the time of the deal, right? UrbanDigs loves to look at the time of the deal rather than close sale date. It kind of bridges that gap of lagging sales. And when you look at this again, you think about the recovery, it's been an amazing recovery, but it's hard to keep those trajectories. And when negotiability goes down, let me just erase this. When this goes down, that is a strengthening market. That is a strengthening market. So what we're seeing now with this early June data, to be very clear, that's people that signed a contract in June and they closed, verified ACRIS closed. So it's August right now. So we know that that's not 100% full. It's probably getting close to there, but the trend nonetheless is telling you that we're fading a little bit off of the move right now. And the negotiability, full negotiability right now is around just under 5%, kind of where it was in April. Okay. And the last ask is 2.7%, just a little bit off. So May could be that peak, again, that peak urgency combination of peak frenzy and deal volume. And we're just coming off that level.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think what this chart is showing is a relationship between buyers and liquidity. And right now there's a little bit more liquidity. So you're getting a little bit more discount if you're a buyer. If you're a seller though, things are still looking fantastic for you, because even if you're looking at that black bar, you're still getting more than, roughly 94.9% of your ask. I mean, it's an amazing amount of money you're getting. Assuming you're selling right, you're pricing right, you're getting the vast majority of your asking price.
Right. And just to read what John said, we're looking at the spread here. It's all about the bid versus the ask, right? Here's the bid, here's the ask, here's that spread, and this number is that spread. That's exactly what that is. And that spread's widening and it's narrowing at all times based on the market. So that's why we track this. So very good stuff. It lets your sellers know where we are and which way the trend is going. We will continue to keep an eye on this to see whether or not August and September actually continues the downtrend, or whether or not we just come back. It's anyone's guess. But John Walkup, thank you for getting these charts up to date for everyone to see. I am Noah Rosenblatt. We are both from UrbanDigs. Don't forget, if you guys got questions, we got answers. Please visit our forum. Other than that, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll catch you next time.